If there's one thing you can be sure of,
I wish you could really talk to me.
it's that nothing is more powerful than a young boy's wish.
You're my best friend, John. I love you.
But eventually, everyone grows up.
I'm taking Lauren to dinner. You don't think she's gonna be expecting something big, do you?
It's been 4 years, Johnny. You and me have been together for 27 years. Where's my ring? Huh? Where's my ring? Put it on my fuzzy finger. Where's my ring? Come on.
Knock it off.
All right, I'm just saying.
The story of Ted begins with this lonely little guy called John who has a pretty rough time growing up. He's picked on by all the kids in his neighbourhood, even the kids that get pick on him. So you get the idea that growing up's pretty rough for this little guy. But hey, we've all been there. I actually didn't have it too bad in school growing up. I got punched in the face pretty hard a couple of times, but who hasn't? It's only a fight if you fight back, and I chose to be the better man. And look how I've turned out. Talking to the camera, making YouTube videos, in the hope that someone out there cares. Anyway, one Christmas, John's parents give him this extra special Christmas gift, this massive teddy bear, who he soon calls Teddy, or Ted. And that night, John wishes on a falling star for Teddy to come to life and be his best friend forever. And then lo and behold, the wish comes true, Ted comes to life and they become best friends. It actually scares the shit out of a few people at first, but Ted soon becomes accepted by society and then he gets viewed as a miracle. And then he becomes a celebrity. The timeline then shifts to present day and the two have grown up together and they've got their own apartment in the south side of Boston and they spend most of their life smoking weed and getting drunk on the couch. Mark Wahlberg plays the adult John, who is now trying to hold down a job and a 4-year relationship with his girlfriend Laurie, played by Mila Kunis. You soon get the impression that Laurie's had enough of this weird bromance the two have got going on, and she thinks that Ted is holding John back, so something's got to give. That's basically the setup for the rest of the movie. There's a few plot devices that are introduced as it progresses, and they all sort of culminate into this dramatic Hollywood-style ending. I use the word dramatic pretty lightly, but it's about as dramatic as Ted's going to get. The film is actually at its funniest when it runs on the simple things.
Ted, you gotta move out. I'll help you get on your feet out there, I promise.
Bring it in, you bastard. Come on.
I love you.
Sorry, that's the thing.
The old...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Ted is brought to us by Seth MacFarlane, the man behind Family Guy. If you haven't heard of Family Guy, that's weird. You don't need to have seen Family Guy to enjoy this film, but I'm sure you probably have and find it hilarious, as many people do. Personally, I'm not really into Family Guy. I've always been... Wait. I think I hear the footsteps of 1 million angry Family Guy fans descending upon my location. Bring it. Nah, I'm just kidding. Call your jets. It's not even a real gun. Please don't bring it. My point is that I really enjoyed Ted. I know people who love Family Guy, and they went to see Ted and they loved Ted, and they said that the humour's more or less identical. Ted draws its comedy from flashback sequences, random events, and more or less the same raunchy comedy that Family Guy runs on. If you're a fan of Family Guy, you'll probably really enjoy Ted. If you haven't seen Family Guy, then you'll probably still find Ted really funny. It stands on its own 2 feet. I guess you might not like it if you're offended by raunchy humour, but at the same time you can't help but laugh because it's a teddy bear. There were some instances where I thought to myself, holy crap, did he just say that? He just said that, didn't he? But it's okay though, because he's a cute fuzzy little bastard. Yeah? Yep, it's okay because he's a teddy bear. That's the obvious genius behind this movie. You've got this crazy adult humour and it's all being delivered by this little teddy bear. Such a simple concept for a film as well, and nobody's done it yet. Nobody thought of it. Mr. MacFarlane did though. Witty bastard beat us all to it. Not all of the humour in Ted works. There's quite a few fart jokes thrown in there which always seem kind of lazy. I still believe that a fart joke still has the power to make people laugh. But after the second or third or fourth fart joke, it actually does start to stink. There's a lot of popular culture references in this film too from the 80s. Some of them might go straight over your head, some of them you might find really funny. A lot of laughs in the middle portion of the movie come from Flash Gordon. Remember Flash Gordon? It doesn't really matter if you don't, but seriously, it only takes a quick look at a clip and it will have you laughing.
Pathetic earthling.
See, you've got to be at least smiling. You want a little bit more?
Hello, we're from Earth.
Okay, that's enough Flash. Now, even though I've never really watched any of his work, I can't deny the fact that Seth MacFarlane is a talented guy due to the success of Family Guy and all the other stuff that he's done, like The Cleveland Show and American Dad. He's a great voice actor too. It took me a while to recognise that he voiced Johann Kraus in Hellboy 2.
Damen und Herren, Johann Kraus at your service.
So that's awesome. The cast in this movie worked well too. Mark Wahlberg always plays a good Boston guy. That might be to do with the fact that he's from Boston though. Regardless, he's really funny in this movie, and you totally buy the fact that he's friends with this teddy bear. Mila Kunis has some good moments too. Obviously she's had the involvement with Family Guy, so you can tell she just felt right at home when they were making this movie. She was at her best when she was in scenes involving herself, John and Ted, like all three of them together. And no matter how crazy the idea behind this whole film is, it actually feels pretty believable. There's a pretty cool supporting cast too, with Giovanni Ribisi being one of the highlights. I'll just say, this guy plays a really good creep. There's some entertaining cameo appearances as well, which are always fun, so watch out for those. So there are a few moments where the pacing of the comedy delivery slows down, mostly towards the film's closing act. Ted is still a refreshing entry to the genre, it's really funny, and it's an impressive live-action debut from Seth MacFarlane. It's probably safe to say that this is going to go down as one of the funniest comedies of the year. As far as the comedy genre goes, I'm going to give Ted a 4 out of 5. Now I've got to try and think of a question to leave you with. Need something relevant. What was your favourite childhood toy? Comment below with your answers, and if you like this review, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, see you later.